Gold of a silent past, the moon in silver cast, it shine a vision quest. For us it gives no rest. Through the beat of time, the flowing waves of rhyme, we are guided by old and salty night. The sea of night running dark in our veins, as life will wax and wane. Like music we'll hear your waves once more, and sail to another shore. On the dreaming sea, when darkness sets us free, free of our worldly cares, we become corsairs, and into wondrous worlds we go with sails unfurled, to battles lost and won, to madness and beyond. The sea of night running dark in our veins, as life will wax and wane. Like music we'll hear your waves once more, and sail to another shore. On the branches of life's tree, witness reality, split up into myriad lives beyond all divides. We have been warriors, poets and elder gods, brought back a bounty to our homeland and you.
Hello! Always takes a few minutes for this thing to get set up. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Exorius the Malefic Physician, first YouTube stream I've actually caught. Ayo Daraloth, welcome to YouTube, man. It's been a while since we streamed on Twitch, probably like a few months. It's good to see you in this one. We're just doing some Skyrim over here. It's kind of what we've been up to for the past like month or so on here. Just going for, I don't know, very bizarre build. I would love it if it actually showed up on screen. Imperial Knowledge, good evening, my man. Good evening to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, you know what? It would help if I turned this cell on. Maybe. Yep, there we go. Cool. So yeah, we kind of did all the major stuff in Skyrim. I was thinking we go on to do College of Winterhold type stuff because I want to get my magic upgraded a bit. So hanging out over there could be beneficial. Nefarious Man, hello. Hello to you too. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Honestly, the biggest thing I need to do is get Kolbjorn Barrow opened. And then I need to get my enchanting to 100 for an easy time doing leveling. Ilya J, hello. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream.
I'm working on some very important
I enjoyed this guy's
research,
quest. You know of this
sure.
guy's quest?
The exact nature of my research is a secret, I'm afraid, but it really is quite valuable.
This guy's quest is super interesting. I might even do a hard save here and revisit this at some point.
I don't think anyone here truly understands how useful my work will be. You mean the official sort of business? Well, no. No, not really. Until next time. When I've finished what I'm working on,
I guess you've got to join the college officially. Hello, killing time with you at work. Awesome. Orion McClurg. Welcome to the stream. Perfect place to kill time.
Sir, how quaint. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow. Are we clear?
I think it's funny how he tells you, like, hey, don't blow up your classmates. Kinda should go without saying, right?
Welcome to the college.
I have many important things on my mind.
I have many important things on my mind.
Welcome. We were just
Are you running any optimization mods, or is this strictly vanilla? It is strictly vanilla. That's why we've got this weird whack armor on right now. Armor combination.
Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Are you quite sure?
Dude's got nothing in his pockets.
Please, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be
Have you run into any other interesting glitches this playthrough, other than the Doors to Oblivion book glitch we saw yesterday? If you were in for the Serana glitch, that was pretty weird too. I'd never seen that before, actually. But nothing really crazy as far as glitches go. Nothing that I haven't seen before. Username here, Ayo.
See,
Welcome to the stream.
With us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protected.
Man, this is such a
I'll teach you all
long, kind of boring subject. I think wards are one of the only magics that were introduced in Skyrim, right?
That's all right. Now, if you just stand
Bro just taught me lesser ward right now.
right over there, I'll cast a spell at you. Would you mind helping me with the demonstration?
Did you guys know, actually, you can use Spellbreaker over here. If you have Spellbreaker, you can put it up and then he'll cast the spell at you.
Over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up.
Yes, sir.
You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't
Bro.
want anyone else in the way. Hold still.
Okay.
Excellent work.
Almost spit out my coffee. I was thinking about the parody video of Skyrim. You should get a better helm. That one is from the Oblivion days.
I think
Poor
perhaps
Oblivion
we're interested in
helmets.
exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout
I love how the Oblivion helmets, I guess the Skyrim helmets do it too. They fit the shape of your head.
ruins of Sarthor nearby.
So Argonians with a helmet on just look insane.
I suggest we meet there
I wanted to know what your favorite mainline test game is. Mine is Morrowind. Mine's probably Oblivion, but I have way more time on Skyrim. So if we're talking about simply by time played, Skyrim's for sure my number one. I think this game is just a bit more fun to play. Duke LJ, morning all. It is not morning where I'm at, but very much appreciate you stopping by. BG3 helmets on the Dragonborn. I want to do BG3 on the second channel soon. Maybe like next week.
And here we are. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be
High stakes lore quiz. What Tamrielic bug slash insect is attracted by blood, sucks their victim's blood by drilling into their arteries, and can be repelled by a circle of frost salts? Oh boy. The prize, if you don't look it up, a physical version of Mankar Cameron's commentaries on the Mysterium Xarxes, or Eternal Glory. You had one printed after my Cameron video? Printed a few more to give to people? That's awesome. God, oh my god. Can I go find a lore book right now? Can I go to the Arcanium and find a lore book? Tamrielic bug. There's those, aren't they just called blood bugs in ESO? There's a bunch of those in and around Morrowind. Fetcher flies? Could that be one? Fetcher flies. Those are bugs. God. Frost salts. Be repelled by a circle of frost salts. It's not blood bugs, unfortunately, or fetcher flies. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep thinking about it. For some reason, I can't think of like any other bugs in this series. Torch bug. I want to know what Winterhold looked like in its glory days before the collapse by the size, or before the collapse by the size of the collapse. It must have been a pretty big city, and it probably had a lot of history within the halls. I am so disappointed that we haven't gotten Winterhold yet as a DLC in ESO. Very, very kind of shocked that that hasn't happened yet. Okay, well we need to take this out. Put the Sarthal amulet on. There we go. Though Fetcher flies are very interesting considering they can transform their hives into a golem. Yeah, I really love that. In ESO, the Fetcher fly hive golems. Very cool stuff. Yeah, I really want Winterhold DLC though. I think there's a lot of potential with that.
Why in the world would this be sealed off? What is this place?
I'm gonna look through my inventory and see if I've got any books that can help me with this question. Maybe there's some ingredients. Is it just like a basic bug? Physical version. By drilling into their arteries. Is so interesting. What's a worse insult, skeeving Horker or horking Skeever? I think horking Skeever. Ooh, Charis. I wouldn't have considered... Oh, yeah, you're probably so right. What's up then, my duke? What's your favorite faction? I'm afraid the answer is likely not in Skyrim. I can offer a question which you could solve with Skyrim books if you want. Okay. My favorite faction and tasks like Mage's Guild or House Telvanni. I quite like the Thieves Guild, I think. Thieves Guild's probably my favorite. But as far as like
Hey,
every faction
what just
goes,
happened?
it's
I'm
difficult to
afraid-
say.
Can you tell me more about the Sijic and danger? The Sijics, perhaps. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find?
Yeah, it figures. Thieves Guild guy likes Thieves Guild shocker. Yep. At least it's on brand. So if the answer's not in Skyrim, is it going to be some bug from Blackmarsh? What's like Blackmarsh insect? I'm trying to think of all the time that I've played ESO. It sounds like an ESO type of thing.
This is simply fascinating.
Oh, he didn't even come along. Oh no, he stays in here, doesn't he?
I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all.
This room
I've
is
never
super
seen
cool.
anything like this in Nordic
If you ever
ruins.
take a second to actually look around in here.
Look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however,
So many
press
coffins.
on. See if you can find whatever this.
Oops, forgot about that. I don't like the fact that you don't have a choice whether or not you want to join Nocturnal and her Nightingales, but they're your favorite faction. The Nightingales are your favorite faction, or the Thieves Guild? Do you want a question answerable with Skyrim? Then I'll quickly think of one. Because it's indeed an ESO creature, though. I believe someone mentioned to me it was in Morrowind lore, but I couldn't find it. I mean, you know what? I'd be willing to boot up ESO if people wanted to watch ESO. I've been wanting to get back into ESO. Did that say dented? Dented iron shield. Crazy. Like I've got a build that I want to iron out a little bit more in ESO. Is the answer spike worm? Never heard of a spike worm before.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
It's not the spike worm. Welcome to the stream, Tiago. How's it going? Have a lose something important. Dude, the Nord's puzzles are insane. The worst security system ever. I remember this one being like decently difficult, but then isn't it just if you rotate this one enough times you'll get it? Horvers, that's a good one. Forgot about those. That would make sense for Morrowind lore too. I'll give you an alternative question. You choose which one you want. What was the very first Cyrodiilic city occupied during the Great War? Oh, well, it had to be... I'm opening my map like it's gonna show me Cyrodiil. Oh, the first city occupied during the Great War. Breville, right? It had to be, because that's where they'd be coming from. Unless it was one of the smaller ones like Vlastris or any of those little guys. Cropsford. I don't think they would have taken Anvil right away, would they? It's Leowyn, very close. Oh, yeah, Leowyn's right there. I guess I'm thinking more the ESO map. Because the first Aldmeri Dominion has captured Breville in that game by that point. If I remember right, Nord puzzles are to maintain the Draugr in, not other people out. Oh. I did not know that. I'll have to fight for it.
Nothing seems to work. Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of the power.
Oh, more frost magic. So it was Horvers, okay. Makes sense.
I'm not the only one seeing this, am I? Why, this is utterly unique. Be prepared to defend yourself.
I would have figured it was Anvil or Kvatch because of the Aldmeri Blitzkrieg movement into Hammerfell. Yeah, they don't really have to go through that way, though.
This is simple. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
Doors are only open from the outside, so it makes sense. That's true. Does make some sense. Oh, I'm trying to guess what shout this is. I think it's Stormcall. Ah, Ice Form. I love Ice Form. Ice Form's so funny. You guys probably know that you can Ice Form the troll up at the top of High Hrothgar, and he'll glitch all the way down the mountain if you get it just right. I'm gonna go tell Serana to go away.
Yes?
Kind of tired of her.
I'll be with the Dawn Guard if you need me.
Looking after my aunt, who isn't feeling her best. Hopefully she will feel better for the drive back home tomorrow afternoon. I remember you were in chat yesterday talking about that. I hope your aunt is doing well. Oblivion's Thieves Guild quest or Skyrim's? I think Oblivion's is way better, but Skyrim's is also... I think it's still my favorite of the quests, even though the Thieves Guild is not very... it's not as thiefy as you'd want it to be. Honestly, like, Oblivion's stealth mechanics are so weird. I think Skyrim does stealth much better than Oblivion, but... I don't really think that's a controversial take. But they have better stealth quest lines in Oblivion versus Skyrim. But the stealthy factions are always the good ones. Kind of curious, have you done a no fast travel playthrough? Yeah, I played the game on survival mode one time, and I had a lot of fun with that. Not something that I'd probably do again, but I thought it was cool. Have you tried getting a look at the White Gold Tower from the Throat of the World? I couldn't quite see it when riding Odoving. You don't actually go to the Throat of the World to see that, you go more down here. Like, there's a spot, I think it's like over here, you can get to and you can see the White Gold Tower a little bit better. But I think it's pretty hard to do from the Throat of the World itself. That's why I'm excited for Sky Oblivion to come out. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we want to get this guy. Oh hell, I didn't know that. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. You only play in survival mod or survival mode to add some novelty. The vanilla penalties are too debilitating IMO, so I use a mod that changes that. The penalties can be kind of crazy. I didn't think there were anything too bad when I was playing, but it's just kind of a little bit annoying. Okay, so we're gonna do, while he's running, that. Yep, there we go. There he goes. No! Oh, did he stop? Friendly reminder, Skygerfall is out if anyone's looking for conversations into the older games. I have never even heard of that. People always just tell me to play Daggerfall Unity. By the way, I'm enjoying your What Makes a Dragonborn video. Haven't finished it though. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that video's been doing fairly well. Skyrim Daggerfall conversion, I figured as much. I just never heard anyone talk about it. Will Sky Oblivion be released for the PC or PS5 or Nintendo Switch, or is it too early to tell? Well, it's a mod. It's not an official game, so it'll be likely just on PC unless they port it over to console. Okay. Alright, there he goes. It's very hard to see, but he goes crazy. I should have shouted for clear skies. This is abysmal right now. Goodbye, Frost Troll. Since the original question was answered by a viewer, I am not sure to count the answer. Should have prepared for that, lol. One last question for all the marbles. What makes the city Falinesti unique? Oh, it's a moving city, of course. How did the bingo game go last night? We never got a bingo. We actually had some good games, and then we had a few losses in a row, and then I had to go. Correct. But yeah, it was fun. Valinesti would be very cool to see. I believe in lore it hasn't moved in quite a while, right? It's kind of like been rooted down. Are there any vampire spells that are good in unmoved Skyrim? No Vampire Lord? I really like doing the Vampire Lord, like, Darth Vader chokehold. I think that's really fun. It's basically just telekinesis, but for people. Falinesti is one of the towers, if I recall correctly. I believe it's either Falinesti or Elden Root. Hey, look at that shot. Yeah, Elden Root's cool. I wasn't a big fan of the way that the trees of Valenwood looked in ESO though. I thought like when I was picturing Valenwood, I was picturing like gigantic pine trees, but I just had it wrong in my head when I was a kid. So when I first played ESO, I was like, why does it look so weird in Valenwood? But it is supposed to have like a tropical, more jungly feel. They really did the soldiers so dirty in this game by giving them such low health. My God. You would think there would be more forest-like. That's how I always pictured it too. Yeah, it just seems like that's their vibe. Okay, you kill one guy and you think you're gonna get away with it, and then everyone gets all mad. I also hate how they say victory is yours, I submit, and then they don't let you actually surrender. Or, like, they don't ever surrender to you.
That's all you've got.
Yeah. Always found it odd how motley-ass bandit groups were stronger than a legion contingency. Yeah, or contingent, yeah. No, they're like 3-hit to kill with iron arrows. Started a new game as an archer because I wanted Space Marine 2 gameplay with bolter guns. Made me want to be an archer again. I've heard that Space Marine 2 is supposed to be very good. Someone was saying that it's like going to be a contender for Game of the Year, which I think is kind of crazy. Now, who's this guy? A victim, that's who he is. Oh wow, he's just running away. Well, we've got this unlocked for later, when we want to do that. I guess we could do that right now. So many things to do in Skyrim. So many things to do. We could go get Dawnbreaker. I'm really just waiting for Kolskager Mine to respawn. That's my go-to smithing thing. Sent the claim for your prize to your Discord. No need to claim it, but considering I produced them after getting interested in that lore, or in that lore after your video, I figured I'd offer it either way. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a fun guessing game too, even though I should have known Horvor. I played so much ESO, I couldn't think of those little stupid bugs. I guess they're not quite so little, some of them. Like in the Imperial City prison dungeon. Man, I want to go play ESO now. God. There's tons of Horvors in the Imperial City prison dungeon, though. Focus Steriloth. I can't. There's too many things.
What you learn here will last you a life. It's no secret.
Oh, I guess we
that
can get the
college's reputation in Skyrim is.
Stone of Baranzaya in here now.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Classic unusual gem moment.
Please don't tell me that.
Been wanting to play ESO, so many interesting characters in that game. Yeah. Lots of well-done characters, lots of not so well-done characters. My biggest problem with ESO is how PG-13 it all is.
Exploring Nordic ruins. Perhaps this will be helpful.
Oops.
Until next time.
I think the college is due for a change in
I don't want to see you treating any... Please make sure your hands are clean before touching anything, all right?
Spent the last 5 weeks on a 45-minute compendium vid on bugs and insects of Tamriel. Just finished the narration and some early editing, and then you started streaming, so I figured I'd harass you. So that's why I asked the first question. Nice. I remember you saying that you were doing something like that last time I was on your community page. You know what? I keep forgetting that I have the black market guy.
Fight well.
You haven't. I can hardly wait. I do so
Hundreds of... If you're feeling adventurous...
Besides ESO, do you think we'll ever get a game that spans most of Tamriel? I don't think so.
Well, you don't even need to ask.
I think it's far too big of a project to ask a small studio like Bethesda to work on.
If you want them.
Unless they actually decide to, let's see if we can skip Ancano.
You have
Oh, oops.
many things.
I don't want to talk to Ancano.
You there.
No!
You were in Sappho, yes? I know Tolfdir is still there now. Something was that sounds thank you for your... You there.
Who's worse, Elder Scrolls or Witcher Elves? I've never really played The Witcher, so I'm gonna guess The Witcher Elves, because the Elder Scrolls Elves are
just like anywhere
just a
else.
race of people. And that is a... Elves is a very large blanket term in this game. It can mean, like, at least 10 different groups of people. So, I'll go with The Witcher. I read that Elder Scrolls 6 is supposed to be the last Elder Scrolls game. Really? That seems like an interesting idea. I don't know why It would be. We just don't really know. Elves are human in Elder Scrolls. Yeah, elves are basically just like humans, but they look different and they have a different ideology on life, but they're just people. They'd better make it count. Yeah, if that's true, then they'd better make it count. I don't know how true that is though. Again, cut his head off with a mace. Pretty insane strength. Um, technically arena, but that's probably the first and last time we will get all Tamriel from release. Well, yeah, I think like that game's a much simpler game though, all things considered. Like them curating an entire map of Tamriel. If they did that in the modern age, they'd do what they did with Starfield and just like completely randomly generate everything, and what they did with Daggerfall as well. But it kind of works better in a game that's got a simplistic map like Daggerfall. I wonder what would be better, a game spanning a large area or a smaller area. Like, I'd take half of Hammerfell or 1/4 if it's a dense and interesting area with good story and characters. Well, I think Morrowind is a testament to that too. Like, I think what Duke brought up last night. Morrowind is like, the actual game of Morrowind is only like 30% of the mainland Morrowind. Uh, but that game's amazing because it's able to cram so much stuff in. Like, I'd rather have a small, curated area than a large, bloated one. It's the way I always look at it. Nice. With the way Bethesda writes its plot lines, it seems too far-fetched to be true. Fans of Elder Scrolls would be left filling the giant dragon breaks of reality. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't really think that 6 will be their last one, but I think it's going to be the most important one that's ever come out, because it will determine the fate of the series. If Elder Scrolls 6 is bad, then it will be the last one, probably. But I don't know if it's their intention for it to be the last one. It will at least be the last Elder Scrolls game that Bethesda makes. I could see that. Last one until the re-release of Skyrim again, yeah. And Kano's such a random character. Why do the Thalmor care about the college at all? I don't know. Honestly, I posed that question last night, and then someone was like, well, he wants to unmake the world, like the Towers theory. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. Seems like he's kind of just there. I was just about to type that. I think they're going to sell the IP. Yeah. I think they should sell the IP. I'm a big sell Elder Scrolls proponent, as long as they sell it to someone who can competently make the games, but kind of had a vote of no confidence lately for Todd Howard and the BGS team with how they've been handling the series. Dude, I can't with these mages. These frost mages are killing me. And now he pulls the dagger out. What a douche. I exited to eat after my last message. Have I lose much? You mean like have we lost much? Don't think so. According to Todd Howard, Test 6 will be his last game, if I recall correctly. Okay. I don't know of him saying that. I usually watch the Todd Howard interviews when they come up, but I haven't heard him say that. But he is getting up there in years. Like, it's probably about time for him to let someone else take over. And by probably, I mean it is. It's the 41st millennium. Skyrim will be released on servitors. There are multiple hints throughout Skyrim and Blades that both the Empire and the Thalmor are looking for magical artifacts to counter one another, placing spies in multiple institutions, and Kano seems to be part of that project. Yeah, I could buy that. We were kind of talking about that a little bit last night. It's a good parallel to a certain real-life 1945 group. So there's a Stone of Baranzaya in this dungeon as well, which is one reason I wanted to come in here. We just have to remember to grab it. Okay. God, these... I don't want to meet any other mages throughout this playthrough. They're all frost mages. I think Ancano was there for two reasons, getting powerful magic artifacts and to look over the college like an ambassador. Well, yeah, I think that's originally what I kind of thought he was there for, was just to be, I don't know, kind of monitoring what was going on. Could be a thing that surfaces again in Test 6. It's honestly so hard to tell what's going to be in Test 6 at this point and what's not going to be. I would like to see the Eye of Magnus, though. That's one of the things on my wish list. See the Psijics again at some point. The Psijics are really prevalent in ESO Somerset, though. Like, if you're looking just for some Psijic Order content, it's pretty good stuff. Get to see Right Master Ikesis. It's in one of the rooms with an enchanter. Yeah, it's got a smithy in there. It's right over here, I think. I think it's this door. No, it's not down here.
Is someone there?
Wow, that was lucky. The Thalmor don't concern themselves with Skyrim politics, and yet Ancano has infiltrated the college, and we don't see any Thalmor among the Dawnguard or the Companions. The Dawnguard, I think, are supposed to be a relatively new creation, and the Companions is kind of, like, it's a culturally relevant organization is what it seems like, but it's not like a huge organization. It's not like how the Fighters Guild had chapters in every single city, you know, it's more like a consolidated thing. From what we got in the last 5 to 4 years, not a good game. Yeah, we have not gotten good content in the last while. I see a lot of people being negative on Starfield. It has massive problems, but most of its problems IMO don't affect the Elder Scrolls, while most of its positives do affect it. Like, original side quests are far better than Skyrim/Fallout 4 in most cases, and is a lot of the writing, or as is a lot of the writing in smaller quests and places. And at least each companion is decently deep in story. And negatives like the random generation of planets and loading screens between planets is more problematic with a space game than a coherent map of a section of Tamriel. Like, Skyrim's loading screens are less intrusive than Starfield's due to the world immersion. And random generation is not needed when you have one defined patch of land. It depends on how they decide to go about it in the end, I suppose, but I don't know. Starfield also just suffered from a general, like, blandness. Even the name, Starfield, really, really generic. Aren't you in like the Space Federation or something like that, or the Federation of Planets? It's like, come on, guys. You can make a sci-fi game that's not boring. You can make a sci-fi game that's like a little bit more original sounding. It sounded like they had an AI write a lot of that stuff, and that's what I'm concerned will happen with Test 6, is that it might become more bland, you know. But to be fair, I never fully played Starfield. I played it for under 2 hours and then I refunded it on Steam. 'Cause I was not impressed. And I've been kind of a Starfield hater since day one, so I wasn't really going to pay them money to play that anyway. But I like the optimistic thinking. I think I write out my Elder Scrolls 6 idea and even DLC, but I'm going to buy some notebooks since I prefer to write down and even draw my ideas. I do like to draw my ideas out as well if I can. Man, everyone's running away. Okay, I think it's this room up here on the right side. Oh, so close. Wow, the AI's actually backing up from me. So I can't get a shot. Oh, you played this quest today? Nice. There we go. Blacksmith's apron, don't really need that. I get more health potions, honestly. Restart so often it's unreal. I used to play this game probably every single day for like years. This was like Elder Scrolls was the only thing that I played for a long time growing up. It's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna play either Skyrim or Oblivion today, and it was pretty much between those two. And then when my friends wanted to play something, I'd play it with them. Played a lot of Minecraft as a kid and stuff too, and like Call of Duty, but for the most part, Skyrim was my thing. We should do the Ethereum Wars as well. Shattered Space DLC seems promising and not being boring. Lost my soul years ago to the... so got the DX edition for early access, which gives DLC free, so I'll at least try it. Hope it gives me hope for future. Yeah. That's the only thing that we really can do is hope anymore. I really thought Bethesda getting bought out by Microsoft would give like some quality control, but it doesn't really seem like that's been the case so far. Although Bethesda did unionize recently, which is kind of cool. Am I doing the Stones of Baranzaya? I'm gonna passively look for them where I know that they're at. Oh, carrying too much to be able to run. What's the amulet that I had on? I think it was one that I made, right? Major health? I don't even know. Do I have a potion of strength? I do. I'm just gonna pop this.
So you're the one who
What do you generally think about Bethesda? I think Bethesda have gotten
So you're
complacent
You come here.
in their old age.
I'm afraid I'll allow you the opportunity. Fine. Take them and be gone.
I think that they have been riding off of the success of their previous games for a very long time now, and it's made them lazy, and it's made them cut a lot of corners that shouldn't have been cut throughout their games. It's made them reliant on their fan base quite a bit. They're very much propped up by the fans. I mean, we had somebody in last night that was talking about how they only play Bethesda games for the mods. Like, it encourages Bethesda to not have to work as hard on their games because people will mod them for them. So I do generally think that, I don't know, uh, they've gotten lazier over the years is pretty much what I'm trying to say. And plus, you know, they just continually re-release Skyrim. It's like they know what people like, and they're just gonna keep releasing that. And like Fallout 4, I went on this little rant yesterday, but Fallout 4, they didn't. They designed 2 cities. They designed Good Neighbor and they designed Diamond City. And they said, "You guys do the rest." It's like, what? What do you mean you guys do the rest? Where's the stuff that I came here for? Where's the Bethesda curated cities that I wanted to see in my game? And they're just not there. I actually liked Nuka World though. I've heard a lot of people say that Nuka World is not good, but I enjoyed it. I liked that there were like characters and factions to interact with. And you could become a bad guy. I still have this secret hope that Microsoft will hire other studios to do stuff with the IP just instead of just Bethesda. As long as they don't hire Ubisoft or EA, we should be fine. Yeah, I really hope that they can outsource to, like, Obsidian would be great, especially because Microsoft also owns Obsidian. Obsidian does have projects that I'd like them to work on themselves, but you know, we've seen them handle Bethesda properties before, like with Fallout New Vegas, and they did a fantastic job with that. So I would like to see Obsidian make a return and show Bethesda how to make a game again. When have large corporations ever been known for quality control? I don't know. I don't know. Makes a lot of sense, actually. They need to clean house and simply hire people with love and passion for the IP if they don't sell. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that the people working on the games don't have a passion for it. It just feels like they're kind of like...
I've been looking for you.
Oh, we got our boy in Solstheim.
Another note. Looks like that's it.
But yeah, I don't ever want to like call them lazy necessarily, but that's how I feel, you know? Like, it seems like they haven't really been trying their hardest lately, especially with the release of castles and stuff. Next year, Skyrim Rainbow Edition on sale. Skyrim Rainbow Six Siege. I need more stamina for these frost spells, man.
Come back when you're ready to.
I like that John Caleb Bradburton made a random appearance in his little life support jar. Oh yeah.
I'll teach you how to use it effectively and keep you quick on your feet. There are ruins. If I were you, I'd keep my feet dry and stay up here. Take a look.
Do you think they need an engine change as well? I think their engine is definitely very outdated. Like, it works for what it's trying to do, but again, this is it's another thing where mods get in the way of quality for their games, I think, because they have the creation engine because they like how moddable it is for people. And so if they made a new engine for their next game, it would totally rework the way that mods have to be integrated into their system. And so I don't think they would do something like that because mods are such an integral part of the Elder Scrolls experience for many people. Okay, we'll get... How many more things out of my inventory can I get? Kind of scared of how Avowed is going to turn out. I'm afraid it will be boring like Starfield, as it looks a bit generic and everything I saw. Imperial Knowledge, have you ever played the Pillars of Eternity games? Because that's what Avowed is based off of. Surprised Bethesda hasn't tried porting the console Fallouts or Elder Scrolls games, Morrowind and Oblivion to the Switch, since they already have all the Doom and Wolfenstein games on there. Well, that's the big thing here that we've talked about a few times so far, is the confusion between Bethesda and Bethesda Publishing. So Bethesda Game Studios is not associated with Oblivion or with Wolfenstein and Doom. They have nothing to do with those. Todd Howard did not work on those. They're separate projects by the publishing, or by different companies under the publishing of Bethesda Softworks. So Wolfenstein was made by id Software, and Doom was made by... Was Doom also made by id? Doom was made by id as well. Or Machine Games is Wolfenstein, something like that. But yeah. Finally reached the chill and chat stream checkpoint. Hell yeah. Gaming industry's really shaken up by the $1 million they are losing by releasing terrible games, so maybe it's better to wait until things to go back to a golden age. I don't know. I feel like we've been waiting long enough for Elder Scrolls 6. I don't want to wait any longer. Avowed seems bland from the start. Let's hope it's not that bad. Dude, you guys need to give Avowed a chance. Obsidian releases bangers. I don't know why people didn't like the Outer Worlds. I love that game. That game gets such a bad rep. I do know that Skyrim's grandma will apparently be in Elder Scrolls 6 to honor her, which I remember something similar happening in Fallout 4. The Dying Bethesda fan, they honored them that way. Yeah, and then there's the Eric the Slayer in Skyrim is the same thing. Never knew that. Always thought it was Bethesda being stubborn. Yeah. I played a bit of PoE1. I enjoyed it, but Avowed kind of felt disconnected from that. From what I saw, it felt like they dumbed stuff down a bit and making it all a bit generic. I don't know why. I really like they have this system where you can hotkey builds. So mid-fight, you can swap between different types of builds. Like instead of hotkeying just your Oriel's bow, you know, like you can hotkey an entire different weapon swap, which seems interesting. I mean, it's going to be a first-person version of a, you know, of a Pillars of Eternity style game, so it's going to take some liberties in different places, but I'm excited for it. Pillars always has really, really cool stuff to say, like whether it's about purpose or soul or destiny, you know, it has like, it has a plot that has meaning. Do you know what the meaning of Skyrim is? Go kill the dragon. That's the meaning of Skyrim. I will say, this game does not have, like, something to say. I don't know what the purpose of Skyrim is, other than just being a sandbox game. Pillars of Eternity has, like, something to say, and so I think that Avowed will be good. With Concord's horrendous release having been played out, I'm sure we won't have to wait as long as we think. Well, Concord, one of my buddies has played Concord. He's one of the few people that actually played it before it got shut down. What from ESO would you like to see in Test 6? Yes, the racial smithing types. That's exactly what I was going to say. I think the smithing types are really cool. I think they did smithing and crafting very well in that game. Really liked Outer Worlds a lot, though. Still have hope, but I really hope it will be good. Yeah. I think Avowed will be good. I think people are giving it a rough shake, but I don't think we've seen enough of it. If I want to get into PoE, is it fine to just jump straight into the first one? I'd say you should start with the first one, because if you played... Well, okay. Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 are direct sequels to each other, so, like, the character you play in 2 is directly connected to the character you play in 1. So you'll want to start with Pillars of Eternity 1, and plus PoE 2 has a much better gameplay. So if you play 2 first, you're probably not going to want to go back and play 1. And you're not going to get as much enjoyment out of 2 if you haven't played 1. So, yeah, I would say just jump straight into the first one. I need to do a replay of that game soon. Like, that's something I'm going to stream on my other channel soon. It's either going to be that or Baldur's Gate next. I don't know what people would want to see more, but we'll do a poll in there soon. Avowed will have third person, by the way. I don't know if it will. Did they confirm that it will? Because Outer Worlds doesn't have third person. They only have third person when you're standing still. You go idle. Friend is more valuable than a celebrity. What did he say about Concord? He said Concord was fine. He said the gameplay was fine, but it's just kind of like generic, and adding a price tag onto it really hurt. I wonder if it could be done without dumbing down. That said, the more trailers, interviews, showcases, etc., I actually get more and more optimistic about Avowed. Yeah, I don't like. I mean, it's gonna be dumbed down in a sense, but it's really a different style of game entirely that they're going for. And there's going to be an inherent complexity with a game like Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 that are party-based, like D&D-esque games. So yeah, it's probably not going to be as complex, but I think it's trying to do something different. I had this random dream a few months ago where they remade Daggerfall in the style of Baldur's Gate 3. I was so mad. I woke up and it wasn't real. That does sound awesome. Baldur's Gate would be fun to watch played. Yeah, for sure. My PC is also just really bad, so it would be funny to see all the visual glitches when we're loading into areas. It takes so long to respawn stuff in. So High Rock / Hammerfell going to be the Elder Scrolls 6 region, or will they out of left field and say it's the Orcs' homeland? I think it's going to be pretty generic, either High Rock or Hammerfell, or some mix of both. I've said my piece on what I think about those before, though. Any plans to stream Oblivion, or are you waiting for Skyblivion? I did stream Oblivion at one point. About a month ago, I streamed Oblivion, and we had a good time on there. But I don't know. Kind of been in more of a Skyrim mood lately. I've been wanting to play other stuff. If there was enough push to play Oblivion, though, I would. Was willing to leave their respective hero shooters for Concord. Right, yeah, I mean, you're going to be trying to pull people from Overwatch for Concord, like, I don't think that's really going to happen. Trying to pull people from Apex to Concord, not likely. It has kind of leaked that the ESO devs have said that BGS doesn't allow them to touch Hammerfell since 2015. Yeah, so I've heard that before as well. Well, the rest of the game is free game, so says enough about Test 6. Yeah. Well, and also, like, one thing that people forget about that too is High Rock fully released with ESO. Like, there's, I guess the Sisters Islands are different, but those are like new lore. But yeah, all of like the Breton homeland of High Rock was released with ESO, and you'd think that if they're doing like Elder Scrolls 6 being in High Rock at all, they wouldn't have wanted the ZeniMax Online studio to just fully, like, you know, make their own version of it that people can get attached to. You could have a vote. Yeah, I probably will do a vote. Especially when Concord doesn't even improve on anything. I watched a good video about Concord, and it was basically talking about how Concord started development after Overwatch came out, so it was in development hell for like 8 or 9 years. And so the systems involved in that game, like for the time that that game started development, they were fine. But we've had 8 or 9 years since then, so there's been a lot of developments in the hero shooter genre. And it just doesn't really hold up in today's market. I like putting your streams on when I sleep. The Oblivion sounds and music are nice for that too. That's fair. You've got a good atmosphere. I could see them doing a Dragonborn style DLC of Iliac Bay nostalgia for Daggerfall if it's Hammerfell. Yeah, I think just doing like another city DLC like they did with Mournhold could be cool. Do you believe marriage and adoption will be in Elder Scrolls 6 or will they remove it? I haven't really thought about that. I mean, there's not really a reason for them not to put it in, right? Unless they're just trying to strip features at that point for the sake of doing it. Was marriage and adoption... I guess it wasn't in Fallout 4, was it? And it wasn't in Starfield? I haven't heard anyone talking about it anyway, in Starfield. Overwatch has been out for 10 years, that's crazy. Yeah. I play more Overwatch than I should. I'm a Doomfist main.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
8 years of work to birth a pile of trash, that is Concord, yeah. You can marry in Starfield, okay. But it's disappointing. Gotcha.
Just what you see here.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a relationship system in Fallout, I suppose. But it's not marriage.
Come back when you're ready to spend more gold.
The same leaker... Wait, remember the leaked scripts from Fallout 4 that turned out to be true? The same leaker also uploaded a paper describing not to mention Elder Scrolls 6 or Project Woodheart or Greenhearth. Yeah, I remember that paper from a long time ago. Project Woodhearth, right? AO Imperial Knowledge in the chat, yup. Yes, sir. Good friend of the channel. Also, welcome Ranger McKay. Apparently it was Daggerfall's birthday yesterday. Oh, interesting. I think you can romance in Fallout 4. I remember the Irish girl being into the player character. Yeah, you can romance in Fallout 4. I romanced Nick Valentine one time. It's kind of fun to see. Okay, let's go on a Baron Zaya stone hunt. I know there's one in Riften here, right? It's inside the castle? Or am I crazy? No, I think I'm thinking of the Thieves Guild caches or caches. Heard it cost Sony $400 million for Concord. Good lord. I heard it was 200 million, but that's still way too much money. I do believe they should improve the magic system in combat since we won't have shouts in the game. We could have shouts. Oh, there is an unusual gem up here. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, stuff needs to be updated. That's my big problem too with, you know, with playing Starfield. It did feel like it was a heavily modded version of Skyrim. The base gameplay has been the same in all the past 4 Bethesda main projects. Like Fallout 4, 76, Skyrim, and Starfield, you can feel the shared DNA in all of them, which, I don't know, like going from Morrowind to Oblivion to Skyrim, they all feel very distinct in their gameplay feels. They need to innovate and jump up their engine a little bit more. Favorite faction? Thieves Guild. I have a mod to romance Nick. Oh, wait, I had to have a mod to romance Nick, but it's so satisfying. He's so sweet. Morally. I thought you could romance Nick normally. I mean, you can, like... Can't you get him down a romance plan? Any plans for more bingo this stream? We could do bingo later. Bingo could be fun. Yeah, they keep putting new skins on Skyrim, exactly.
Mister, could you spare a coin?
Looking for my husband Nazim? Check the Jarl's backside. That's usually where he stuffs himself.
Be sword singing Bethesda mantra is to keep it simple, stupid. If it sounds simple or stupid, that's probably what it'll be. Yeah. You can, but it's bugged. Oh, okay. Yo, anyone remember Anthem? Yeah. Oh man, any Anthem heads in the chat? You know what I thought was super cool too? I don't know how many of you guys know about this feature, where if someone dies in one of the major cities, they'll get a specific coffin down in the Hall of the Dead. I remember I used to kill people in Whiterun just because I loved the dynamic game design, where you could see their coffins show up down here. I loved Anthem. I never played Anthem, so I can't be too critical of it, but I heard that it was a big hot mess, basically. Not to be weird, but aren't all the second-gen synths like Ken dolls down there? So I'm curious as to how that would work. I mean, it's not, you know, marriage ain't just about the sex. Responsive world spaces lead to mass murder, yes. Look what Bethesda's done to me. Okay, well I got some stones of Baron's Eye. We'll go back to the college. I wonder where that game feel problem is. At what point does a BGS game no longer feel like modded Skyrim? Test 4/5 is distinct. What could they do to set Test 6 apart? I honestly have no idea. Add another mechanic like, honestly, one of the biggest things that Assassin's Creed ever added, for instance, was wall hugging. And then like the ability to crouch was a huge thing that they added later on to that formula. And it really opened up the game design. So you could do the reverse of that with Elder Scrolls. Like, give us the ability to wall hug, give us the ability to, I don't know,
Hundreds of years have gone into
something different.
this collection. Assorted books,
Some distinct kind of
scrolls.
gameplay
I'm
mechanic.
sure you'll find something useful.
That's not just like a button that you press and then you shout.
If you're feeling
God damn it.
adventurous, you need a book, you talked. Well, thank you. Now, did you read? And here, I suppose you've earned.
God damn it. Gives me all these books.
These. I don't care if you wrote it yourself. Assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful.
Parkour and tests would be so fun for thieves and assassins. Yeah, that'd be very cool. Doesn't matter how much I mod Skyrim, it's still just Skyrim. I want a new adventure. Yeah. Yeah, they can't really fill the void. Orcs are so mean. You leave my boy alone. He's doing nothing wrong.
It's always encouraging. Did he now? Does he have information about is that the one?
I think the commonality is Radiant quests. All the Skyrim games share it, and it infects the entire game design. There are a few Radiant quests in Oblivion. Like if you beat the Dark Brotherhood, you can get sent on Radiant quests to. Well, really, it's just like a once a week quest that you go and you like be the listener for a day, basically. And then if you beat the arena, you get a fight every single week that you can do. So there are some recurring quests, but they're not. I agree, they're not as bad as the Skyrim ones. To be fair, there are Skyrim mods to make the third-person gameplay far better with lock-on, proper dodge, etc. If they added that, I would probably feel happy-ish. Still not sure. Well, yeah, I don't think that like I like the base gameplay of Skyrim. I don't want to change that because that base gameplay is what makes Skyrim to me. And I do see a lot of people mod the shit out of Skyrim, basically to the point where it's Dark Souls. Another interesting thing, though, with Dark Souls, like with Elden Ring, they added a jump button, and that was basically it. And that game feels like pretty different from the other ones because the way that you can traverse the world is so different, you know?
Really? More important. So we're going to go have a little chat.
Also, final question before I stop harassing you. Do you feel like after studying lore and becoming a creator, you could ever play Test 6 for fun without over-analyzing everything? Oh yeah, I think so.
They have clashed with the Altmeri Dominion before.
Like, I like to go into these games and, you know, like, I kind of play them with an analyst mind already. So I like to, I don't know, get involved in the world a lot first, and then, like, later go back and ask questions.
You are going to speak to this monk.
Genuinely afraid the spark may never light for me again? Oh, that's too bad. Well, you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, and I do not plan to only do Elder Scrolls content on this channel. Like, I just uploaded a video for members only, and it's about a small game called Chants of Sinar that I'm very passionate about. And I think that a lot of people that follow this channel would enjoy it. So, made like a quick little 6-minute video just talking about how much I love that game.
Be alarmed. I mean you no harm. It is good to meet you in person.
Do you have a favorite card in Tessel? I like how they portrayed Mankar Cameron. I like his art on his card, but I don't play Invade.
I'd simply like to... I've given us a chance to speak privately, but I'm afraid I can't do this for long.
My favorite card in Tessel. It's probably just a basic one.
The energy, the longer it remains here, I'm afraid it's not. You must understand. My present, I'm all too. Nevertheless, my order will not act. I presume the Tholm. I assure you that we mean you no harm. As you may have learned, the world, indeed, many in the Order believe it has. Unfortunately, I fear his perception may be more coherent than ours.
Ulfric? I don't really like Ulfric's card, honestly. I don't ever put it in any of my decks.
It is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
What made you want to do lore videos on things like Mana Marco? Why did you choose him, for instance? Every single lore video that I've made has been something that I've been genuinely curious about, and then I've wanted to investigate more. So there's been like a passion behind it, you know? I would not have done the Mana Marco video if I hadn't wanted to look stuff up about him. I would not have made the Mirac video if I hadn't had that thought about him while playing. I would not have made the Dragonborn video if I wasn't genuinely confused about Dragonborns and wanted to investigate it. So I kind of go in with a question, and then I look to have that question answered. And really the Mana Marco one is more of a documentary about his life, because I just was curious about him as an individual. So, yeah, good question. That's kind of the genesis of any of the lore videos on the channel.
I'm not sure what just happened, but I assure you I will get to the bottom.
I'm obsessed with Wood Elf lore. I downloaded the Valenwood and Auradon map for Skyrim on Xbox, and it's massive. You can stop a province-wide Thalmor invasion of Valenwood and help Imperials secure the border. That's cool. Ulfric's card is decidedly not good. Yeah, it's very niche.
Are you quite sure we need to be speaking?
What is sword singing, if I may ask? How would they implement it in Test 6? I know what sword singing is, I just like hearing you explain things. So sword singing, from what I understand, and this is another one of those topics that I'm not super familiar with, but sword singing, from what I understand, is like a Redguard's inherent ability to like call forth a physical sword from their like being, essentially, and it seems very like esoteric and weird. I don't know how they're going to do it in Test 6, if they implement it at all. Because the thing with sword singing is that it's also inherent to the Redguard, so when people say like, oh, well, sword singing will be the mechanic in Elder Scrolls 6, but what if I choose an Argonian? Can I still sword sing? I don't know. Not sure. It's cool that you did, because that's how I found your channel, and it has been my go-to reference for Mana Marco. Oh, sweet. For your Mana Marco RP. Well, that's awesome. I'm fairly proud of that video. I mean, every single lore video that I have, I'm pretty decently proud on. So, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I did have a lot of fun making that one. Because there were so many different games that I had to play to, like, figure out the full lore of Mana Marco and whatnot. To be fair, there are no cases of non-Nords using the Thuum until TLD. Yeah, but there's also, like, you know, Dragonborn Emperors and whatnot. It's only for red guards? I thought anyone could do it if they took time to study it and such. I think it's only for red guards. I thought it was some weird out of Kalpa thing that was inherent to them. I promise last question this time, then I'll leave. What kind of test spin-off game would you want? Like a test story in the style of BG3, Assassin's Creed, maybe text-based story, anything? I'm a big proponent of Elder Scrolls doing spin-offs. So I was fairly disappointed when Castles was bad. Like, it just kind of upset me because I was like, there's big potential here. So I think that that a game in the style of Baldur's Gate is something that I'd like to see. I really want something, you know, a bit more complex to come out, like a Civilization style game, Crusader Kings 3 kind of thing. Yeah, like a Baldur's Gate party-based system would be really cool. I do kind of think like an Assassin's Creed style game where you play as like a Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood member could be really cool. Or not even like Assassin's Creed, but just like a stealth game. A Doom style game playing as Pelinal would be dope. Yeah, that would be cool too. So, Elder Scrolls has a lot of spin-offs that they could do that don't necessarily have to be in the single-player RPG genre. They can do plenty of other stuff. Never played Legends, but continuing Tessel seems ideal, exploring more Fourth Era lore. All the stories in Tessel are really good too, I think. Your thumbnail kills me every time. Average Bethesda fan right now, it's literally me. I've been using that picture for probably like 5 years now. Yeah, 5 years feels about right. I made that picture a long time ago and I posted it to Reddit on TrueSTL. And I was like, this is me. This is literally me. And I used it as my profile picture on there for a long time. I put it on everything. I think it's so funny. Got different versions of him. But that's Ben Affleck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen all the pictures of Ben Affleck. Just like looking like he hates his life and he's miserable. So funny. He's the Elder Scrolls Chad meme. Yeah, he's the Elder Scrolls Doomer meme, basically. I was actually just thinking about a Civ-style Elder Scrolls game. Would be interesting. Yeah, I have a mod for Civ 6 that adds in some Elder Scrolls races. And it's pretty cool. There's tons of different leaders. Like, you can tell it was really made by someone who was a genuine fan of the series. The spin-offs are nice for the more political side of TES. Be good for the sieges and invasions. Oh, gotcha. Either way, I'm going to bed. Have a good evening. Yes, you as well. Thanks for stopping by. If you guys are not subscribed to Imperial Knowledge, go subscribe to him right now. That's an order. TES enjoyers smoking copium. The TES 6 is going to be good. I'm smoking Antium, which is my inherent idea that TES 6 is going to be bad. Have you completed all achievements in TESOL? I've not. That's something I've been interested to do. Sorry, I'm grabbing another drink. That's something I'd be interested to do at some point, but I'm not crazy enough to have done it yet.
Hey, watch it.
I think we're going to start on some Proudspire stuff, trying to get that. What am I drinking tonight? My usual is Angry Orchard, so I'm drinking that tonight.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out.
A couple of the achievements are locked behind pre-ordering some of the DLCs? Really? There's an achievement like that. I know I talk a lot about Pillars of Eternity, but there's an achievement like that for Pillars of Eternity, which, like, it's a Steam achievement, and you have to have been a early supporter of that game, and you can't get it otherwise. It's very annoying.
Why does everyone ignore me? My master has abandoned me.
Imperial
Abandoned
knowledge
his
helped me
people.
swim when the lore was up to my neck. Of course, I'm subbed. Good.
Now he refuses to even see me. Last I saw him, no, he went into the... Oh, and you'll need the hippo. It's very important.
It's funny because
No
today is the
entering
pagan
within is
holiday.
agreeing with the
Mabon and apples are usually things used in celebration. Well, happy Mabon.
Got lots of things to take care of. What do you need?
I posted a pic on Reddit of the Thalmor trying to occupy my castle in Tessel, saying I have to pay reparations. That's funny. Do the Hjalti sword quest? Oh yeah, I can do that soon. I know we've been talking about doing that for a little while.
Oh,
I have a
hello.
big
Just
backlog
all you
of memes on Reddit that I need to port over at some point to YouTube.
Please don't interrupt the court.
Please don't interrupt. I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Well, we'll get the Stone of Baranzaya from in here.
Send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Hafingar's people will
Peace, how's it going? How you doing tonight? Still haven't done the Hjalti quest? No. It's just not that, like, it's not that high on my bucket list. I really was trying to bum rush to Mirak because I swapped my build up so much. I needed to get those perk points back.
What about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave.
Trying to watch 3 streams at once because it's Saturday, so everyone's streaming. Crazy, man. That's some serious
I've got what I came
multitasking.
for. I better get back to
Do
Dragon.
you have... You mean... I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave... Sure.
Homie, you told me you would do it 5 streams ago. Well, you weren't in. You weren't in for me to do it in between. I get so sidetracked when I play this game. Where is Old Hrolden? It's like somewhere over here. Let's get out the picture. Old Hrolden. It's like down here. Okay. Is Tiber Nordic Breton, Brittonic Nord, or a Reachman? I don't think he's a Reachman. I don't really know what he is. I've been leaning more Nord lately. The fact that he had to change his name to Tiber Septim kind of proves that he's not an Imperial. But he's kind of like... If all of his offspring are Imperial, right? Kind of says something, at least. But they're not really his offspring either. They're more his brother's offspring. It's near the river. Down, down, down by the river. I did a Breton for my first character, but roleplayed I was a Breton. I mean Reachman. That's funny. Are Reachmen distinct from Bretons? I thought they were different culturally, not physically. I think it's only culturally. But maybe there is some kind of distinction. Yeah, run away. Living in a van down by the river like a Reachman. We have my buddies and I have a party every single year for Halloween. We try to get all of our friends there and like girlfriends and whatnot, friends of friends. So one of our parties, my buddy dressed up as Chris Foley or Matt Foley from that sketch, and it looked really good. It was so funny. I don't quite understand Agnorath. So both him and Tiber were Dragonborn brothers. How was the blood passed down to his nephews? See, that's the thing too with Agnorath, and I didn't really touch on this in my Dragonborn video, but it seems more like the gift of dragon's blood is not necessarily genetic. It's more of a blessing given by Akatosh himself, so he kind of has the final say. And for some reason, Akatosh seemed to favor Tiber and his family, I guess. Yeah, we keep using this IRL idea of DNA and genetics, but that doesn't necessarily apply, right? And I mean, the Book of the Dragonborn confirms this too. It calls into question the hereditary aspect of being a Dragonborn. And that's an in-game source. In Tess Redguard, a character told Cyrus that Tiber was not an Imperial. Yeah, I don't think he's an Imperial. I do believe it's only one source that we have that calls him a Breton, though. I think my biggest gripe with Skyrim is the Last Dragonborn doesn't do the Fusro Da like they do it in the trailer. Man, the Skyrim trailer was so good. Okay, Old Hroldan is right down this way, right? I had it on my map for like a hot second, and then I lost it. Mankar wearing the amulet implies there can be a physical component to being a Dragonborn, which might be how it's handed down in lineage. Well, Mankar cheated. Mankar cheated the whole system. He recreated himself, which is it's an out-of-lore statement by Kirkbride, but it's about lore that Kirkbride himself wrote. So I think it's a bit more valid than a lot of out-of-lore statements that he says. The general theory is that he used the Mehrunes Razor artifact to physically alter his form by changing his Nimic, which is a esoteric Elder Scrolls concept that doesn't get brought up a whole lot. What's going on here?
Not only that, but these Nords have no love for us. They look upon us and see only thieves and smugglers.
So yeah, that's kind of why Mankar is able to wear the amulet, is just because he cheated and he remade himself. I don't know if being a Dragonborn is a constant thing, or can it simply be blessed at any time. I kind of like the idea that you can be granted the blessing of Dragon's Blood at any time. I don't think it has to be an on-birth thing, but it's one of these instances where we don't really know because we've never been explicitly told. So it could be either way. The fact that there's a ritual that the Emperors of Cyrodiil have to go through kind of implies to me that it's not at birth, but again, we don't really know. And it is said in lore several times that all of the septums are Dragonborn, so maybe there is some hereditary aspect to it, because like Potema Septim is thought to be a Dragonborn by a lot of people, but she's not like an Empress of Cyrodiil, so she wouldn't have gone through that ritual. I always assume becoming a Dragonborn comes from Akatosh choosing the person and not passing it down. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what my research showed me as well. Mankar's proof that you can mantle divinity like you can a Daedric Prince, and that the powers granted are mutually exclusive. That being said, I believe that ESO's Vestige could technically be a Dragonborn. There's a lot to be said about the Vestige. The Vestige is the most overpowered character. I think the Vestige could beat the last Dragonborn just because they can't really die. They don't have a soul to die with. Just a husk. Okay, what do we have to do? We have to sleep here, right?
Old Hroldan is the stone that the Empire's history.
Let's save here. I'll actually listen to this quest since it's been hyped up so much.
That's right. In the Second Era, Tiber Septim himself led the army that conquered Old Hroldan from the barbarians of the Reach. Septim would later found the empire that united Tamriel, but his first known battle and victory was right here. And this inn has the very bed the great general slept in on his first night as Old Hroldan's liberator, as good as it was hundreds of years ago. Have a good rest. It's the big room with the double bed. I'll show you to your room.
So I like the idea that this bed is, let's see, 500 some years old, right? And it just looks the same as every default Nord bed. Love that idea. Okay, we'll sleep for 12 hours. Can't really hear your game. Can you turn up the game volume in the mixer? I have a lot of audio issues with that type of stuff. I can turn it up, yeah. Because sometimes it's too loud for me. To be able to talk with you guys and like hear the game at the same time. But then if it's like not loud enough for you guys to hear it, that's also a problem.
Mara have mercy, that gave me a fright.
So I'll turn up the voice a bit.
Yeah. Do you think the ghost is
Gotta go. I like to listen to Freebird while playing Stardew Valley. Good night and have a pleasant weekend. That's awesome.
There's a
Good night.
ghost just wandering around my inn like it owned the place.
I think he is a Nord, but he tries to be the Nordiest Nord alive. So I think he was faking it. Kind of proves he has Breton blood. Being a Nord or Breton is up to interpretation. Yeah, I mean, again, with Tiber Septim's race, we really don't know. So I don't really have like a crazy opinion on Tiber's race. I don't think at the end of the day it matters what race he was. Alessia kind of proves that it cannot be by birth. Yeah, I don't think it's exclusively by birth. Same thing with Mirak. If Mirak's the first Dragonborn, his parents would have had to have been Dragonborn if it's purely hereditary, so that just doesn't make sense.
Yes, I've heard stories that Old Hroldan was haunted, but no one's seen a ghost here since the Great War. He's from the battle, I just know it. He's one of Tiber Septim's soldiers, back from the dead.
Yeah, Duke, you're right. Tiber was an Argonian.
All right, then.
Hjalti, is that you? I've been waiting.
So you'll see here he calls us Hjalti, which is the original name of Tiber Septim before he changed his name.
You promised me, Hjalti. You promised that when we sacked Folden, you would make me your sworn brother. And I've waited. Even after the enemy's arrows dug into my chest and their hammers crushed my bones, I've waited. Give me your sword, Hjalti, that we may become brothers, as you promised. I long to taste battle again. You don't remember me, Hjalti? 2 campaigns we served together. You saved my life time and time again.
It'd be cool if this ghost was Cullacane. Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, though. Wouldn't make any sense, actually, but...
Do you remember me now, Hjalti?
It'd be kind of cool. Okay, we have to find this guy's sword. This is one of these quests I've, like, barely done, so you'll have to stick with me here and watch me do this. Bring Hjalti's sword to the ghost of Old Hroldan. Alright. Do any cultures other than Nords have an Alduin equivalent? It doesn't really seem like it. Like, Alduin seems very inspired by, is it, what's the name of the serpent in, Norse mythology? It's not Ragnarok, is it? Is it, like,
Do you
Jormungandr?
think the ghost is one of Tiber Septim's dead? Hjalti? I never heard of anyone named Hjalti. Tiber Septim had many names. Maybe that's one of them. Sword. I remember a legend that Tiber Septim had attacked one of the enemy camps before he came to Old Herolden. It could be there. I'll mark it down on your map.
Shout out Innkeeper.
All right, then.
Yeah, it's Jormungandr. Okay, cool. So, Alduin seems very similar to Jormungandr in that sense that they're like a, you know, bringer of the end times type thing. With like a cyclical nature to it. Except Alduin's more like the end part of Akatosh. Who's your favorite PoE 1 companion, and what do you think of them in general? So I would say Adair is probably my favorite. Like, if we're thinking of all the companions, we've got... Who do we have? I'm going to type in the console here. So we got Adair, Aloth, Grieving, Mother, Heravius... Oh, what's his name? The chanter guy. I can't think of his name right now. Konarua. Konarua. Uh. Oh, Pallegina. I feel like I'm missing. Well, I not feel like I'm missing a lot. Oh, Jawa. Okay, Jawa, Maneha, and Devil of Iraq and Sagani. You're right. Okay, I'd say of all these, probably Adair and Jawa are my favorites. Jawa's so funny, especially because I played as a monk on my first playthrough, so Jawa was really like special to me to have another monk in the party with me, and such a vastly different monk too. I played a forest godlike monk, and then there's this like old bald drug addict guy. So funny, dude. I loved him. So those two are probably my tops. Oh, and Durance. Yeah, I kind of forgot to include Durance, but I do love Durance. He's maybe one of my favorite ones. Well, he is one of my favorite companions, but I wouldn't call him my favorite. Don't the Imperials think Alduin is just an aspect of Akatosh? That's pretty much what Alduin is anyway. He's seen as like the end of Akatosh. Man, we came here before and we got our ass kicked. Aaron Dobbs, welcome to the stream. Who are your favorite Pillars characters?
It's nothing.
Oh, asshole. I can tell we're about to get our shit rocked when we walk in here. Oops. Maybe if I had something that wasn't an ebony mace, we'd be doing better, but... Too late to change that. Caius? We're talking about Pillars of Eternity characters, so Caius would not be among them. Bonk. Lorcan is shore to the Nord, separate to Alduin. Alduin is the Nordic version of Oriel. Right. Your first playthrough was also a monk, though you were a pale elf. Love Jawa too. Yeah, he's such a fun character. Like, he's so wise, but he's also so funny. I also really like monks in Pillars. I think they're so fun. Like how they build up wounds is way more interesting to me than the key points in D&D. Really like that.
Never should have come here. Where are you?
Oh wow, the goat's fighting back. Do you want to see the Nerevarine return? I'd like to see them return as a legacy character and be integrated into the lore in some kind of like Abdel Adrian type of way, where the character is an actual character. Like if we're talking about Baldur's Gate, the main character to Baldur's Gate 1, Abdel Adrian. Well, I mean, you can be whatever you want in Baldur's Gate 1, but they gave a name to that character, and that character's name is Abdel Adrian. And they made him an actual, like, lore relevant. Oh, I swapped a whirlwind sprint. I'm an idiot. But yeah, they made him like a real ass person in the lore, which I think they could do with Elder Scrolls characters, but they just choose not to for whatever reason. What are you playing? It's called Skyrim. Oh, maybe they meant Jawa is like Caius. That's probably what they were talking about, yeah. Jawa is a lot like Caius. The Nerevarine can return in lore.
I think you're bleeding.
With Uriel the 5th. That'd be cool. I would like to see that.
Weren't expecting that, were you?
We should be talking about Caius, though. They're so right. My first PoE 2 character, I was playing a funny and kind character, so I get high disposition with Seraphim, Adair, and Takehu. I think I tried romancing Jody, kind of difficult, but Adair is buddy all game. Yeah, I mean, and Jody is peak. Honestly, I really like Maya, though. Hjalti's sword. Default Nord sword. What are your thoughts on exploring Akavir? Would it ruin the mystery? I don't think so. We know enough about it. I would like to see Akavir. There's a big opinion in the Elder Scrolls fan base that like revealing some stuff would ruin it for everyone, and I don't think that's necessarily the case so long as it's done well. Cause the speed down by pushing him to do this quest. It's okay. We need to grow and get stronger. I almost need to like always have this headphone over my ear. That way I can hear myself talk. That's why I stutter sometimes, guys. Is because I'm like choking over my own words because I haven't heard myself say it. You know, my headphones are very like they muffle me quite a bit. So I'm gonna have one headphone on for the rest of the stream.
A visitor. Old Roldan Inn.
Do you remember? It's been an honor to serve.
Also, Monk and Nature Godlike is a nice combination for PoE 2, with power level bonuses from Body Inspiration, which monks can get from level 1 almost constantly. That's why I chose the Nature Godlike in the Monk in Pillars 1, and then going into Pillars 2, it was... Oh, you get a one-handed buff from that. I did not know that. And a block increase. Hell yeah. Look at that. Yeah, that's why I chose that combo in Pillars 1, and so... worked out really well in Pillars 2. I was very strong, I felt. You can take such a beating, too. I think someone actually did a cool mod called Moon and Star where the Nerevarine did make an appearance in Skyrim. It was actually a fun mod to play. I've played that before. That was on console. Clean room, wash dishes, do laundry, do homework, go to gym, play God of War Ragnarok again tonight. Man, I did some yard work today and I was spent. I went and got some ice cream earlier. I was like, this is my little reward for myself for being productive. Noticeably longer to-do list than last night, yeah. If I recall correctly, Todd has said he doesn't want to do Akavir, at least for Test 6. I wouldn't want it for the next game. I think we've got a lot of political stuff going on in mainland Tamriel that we need to discuss before moving on to somewhere else. Why is bro wearing the crab drip? The crab drip is sick. I don't know what your problem is with it. Was my first time ever encountering this channel. I've been enjoying this stream. We'll definitely be coming back to these streams, but I gotta go. Good night. Well, thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Oh, you know what? We can actually finally use Sunfire in here. Die.
Is someone there?
Test 6, the last test game. That's what someone said earlier, but I don't think it will be. Test 6 should in fact address the loose ends, that is the Dominion. Yeah. Yeah, we need a little bit of Dominion lore added, please. Let's see. Oh my god, the video I uploaded last night was set to unlisted. Oh, that sucks. I think unlisted is the default. My first PoE 2 character was a paladin wizard focused on crits. It was fun till I restarted the game. That does sound fun. I need to properly play a paladin at some point. I mean, I've played Palagina in PoE 1, but I don't know. I wanted to do like a paladin cleric that was a super super hyper focused roleplay build on being a good guy, but I had just done a good guy, so I wanted to do something different at that point. We summon Potema, yes sir. They need to resolve the entire Empire and Thalmor storyline, the Civil War, what's happening in the other provinces after the Great War, explain where the Dwemer went, etc. and so on. I don't think we need an explanation on the Dwemer necessarily, but I do think that a lot of stuff does need to be addressed from Skyrim that didn't really get properly finished. Is that a Draugr Deathlord over there? Yep. Question asked and answered. Potema kind of stinky. Dude, you been smelling her? You been sniffing? Please don't pronounce it Chitin. It's pronounced chitin. Yes. Oops, that was way too far of a lead on my shot. Dead. I feel like I'm the only one who actually likes the Thalmor. I would probably say you're in a very small group of people with that opinion. I think the Thalmor have some points. They have some good, decent points to be made, but they are going about it in a very bad way. They're not good people. Like Queen Iren's Dominion, kind of based, kind of cool. Third Aldmeri Dominion, not very cool at all. Might be because her piggies are out. Yeah, she's got those dogs out, dude. The undead dogs. You guys saw the Trump-Harris debate, right? Where he's like, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats and the dogs in Springfield. Probably not able to upload links in chat. I can drop it in the self-promotion channel on the Discord. Yeah, so if you guys want to join the Discord, that would be a great place to do so. I like them as antagonists, yeah. Talos can kiss my ass. Well, Talos is a bad person, too. Really, Tiber. Tiber's not a good person. I had the tendency to basically replay games in the same ways, so I really only played 4 distinct characters with hundreds of hours. BG3 kind of cured me of that. Baldur's Gate 3 actually allows you to be evil and, like, you know, have some interesting dialogue options and choices. Granted, I wish there were more. Being evil is not that rewarding. Like, killing the Druid Grove kind of just sucks. It's a net negative, basically. Because you don't get access to any of those shops or anything, and I feel like the positives aren't really there. But, yeah. People love the Thalmor for the fact they're a common enemy that you hate. You love to hate them. Great faction. Well, yeah, I think they're a good group to hate, but Potema definitely had that dumpy. I mean, yeah, for her to be able to manipulate Pelagius like that, or whoever it was, Uriel the Fifth. No, it wasn't Uriel the Fifth. I don't know. It was Sepphoris, one of the emperors. I'm gonna go down here. Oh shit. They don't see me. They won't see me. I like the Thalmor and Queen Iren's Dominion, yeah. Them Death Hounds are howling. Free the Death Hounds. God, what is bro shouting about? It's not that serious. In PoEs, I played a Pale Elf Monk, no subclass in PoE 2, didn't fit the RP. Pale Elf again, Chanter. Ooh. Dogshit character creator. I'm playing a Pale Elf, what did I choose? Pale Elf Barbarian? It just seemed like kind of a fun combo. Evil is only cool if it feels like you're serving yourself. Being evil isn't fun for the sake of it. Casting morality aside for personal gain has a certain edge to it. I think evil can be written in good ways either way. Otherwise you're just psychotic. Yeah, but there's something interesting about being a complete fucking psycho, right? You're trying to do this ritual in secret, but the clap of Potema's cheeks alerted you to their presence. The clap of my ass cheeks alerted me to the guards. Colonel. I was thinking when I buy a new PC to play a Talos reincarnated, but doing things right from his point of view. Marry a Dunmer and having the child, taking Skyrim for the Stormcloaks, etc. Well, I don't know, like, Tiber founded the Empire. Would he really want the Stormcloaks to win? I guess he'd want them to win because of the Thalmor, maybe, but... Potema Gyat. Spit at my beer at that comment. What powerful cheeks she have. Guys, we'll have to do a cheek inspection when we get up there.
Yes! Yes! Return me to this realm.
Oh, dude, she sounds like she's getting
Since our voices summon you, the blood of the innocent
something up there.
binds you, Wolf Queen.
When Potema speaks, it makes me bust. Whoa! Did I just die at full health? Or was I not paying attention? Oh my god. Wow, that was crazy. If you woke up tomorrow in solitude and found out you were married to Potema, how would you react? Well, I mean, we've established she's got the biggest yacht in all of Hjalmarch, so I'd probably be pretty happy. You want that dragon schmeat? Chat got crazy on this one. But it's okay, because I'm propagating it too. Hail, honey badger. You've entered the chat at a weird time. We're talking about how much,
Yes! Yes!
I don't really even know how to describe it.
As our voices summon you, the blood of
Oh, shit.
Summoned with words found by blood. What? What are you doing? You fools! You cannot bind me to your wills.
Oh, I thought that was Oriel's shield. Okay, we're just gonna block. Just block. Since she was Empress, she ruled from the Goon Palace. I like where your head's at, but she was not Empress. Oh no! Oh no! Here, I'm gonna use my level up here. No more health. I need more stamina. Oh my god. I've been saving that level up for a while. Okay, where the fuck am I? Oh my god. My restoration's gotta be at 40 right now, right? Oh, 41, wow. I've got 6 perk points. Okay. Well, one-handed can't get much better. I think we'll just go with this stuff and then we'll try to get a matched set of Daedric or something. It just works, yep. The fact that you didn't die in that fall is hilarious, yeah. Strategically planned. We'll go with the bound sword. You know what, we'll see how you like it. Get out of here. That wasn't nice the first time that he did that. Oh, not more frost magic. Please. What did I do to deserve this?
Something is wrong. There is an intruder.
He didn't save his level up bonus. Yeah, rookie mistake. Absolute noob. Boom. Something is wrong. There is an intruder. What's going on this table? Oh, it's the Wolf Queen. I get it. I simp over the caller from the college questline. She can get it. We just did that questline earlier. Were you in for that? I feel like we would have known if you were in for that, actually. I did watch Neloth's video on the greatest necromancer, and Potema was in the list. Potema's supposed to be an insanely good necromancer. Okay, wait, we came from this way, right? Originally? What's the fine for necrophilia? Cyrodiil. Such an unhinged thing in that game. You talk to that chick. Let's see. Did that. Trying to get the house, that way we can get the Stone of Baranzaya. This chat turned into something epic. If she was so good at necromancy, then how did she die? Right, she should have just become a lich. I don't understand.
A thief!
Dude, did the guard just see me take that and he just shouted out, "Wow, a thief."
Listen,
Who's gonna stop him?
You've returned. Potema herself. Please, you've done a larger service to the realm than you could possibly know. A
Be quick.
resurrected
I have little
Potema.
patience for mundane
I
concerns.
shudder at the thought. You've returned. Good. What did you find at Wolf Skull Cave? May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Anyone with a stout heart like yours.
Okay, so we got that. I think there's a Stone of Baranzaya in Markarth or two. That moss was priceless, yeah. Yeah, there's one up here in the inn.
Excuse me, but do you know
I guess I
anything
could do
about
this too.
house? I'm with the Vigil of Stendar. We believe this house. I was actually. Follow me and keep your eyes.
I'm gonna let him go in. We'll catch up with that guy later.
Never know what you'll find.
I'm a busy man. Half this city works for my family, and I have to keep them in line.
Half this city works for my family. Oh, and then there's the Dwemer Museum. We gotta go get that.
Wait, I know you. What business?
If it's about the Hall of the Dead, no, you can't go in there. Arcade protect you.
You can marry one of the Skull people? I did not know that. Oh, gotta be quick.
That's not enough. You have committed
Gotta be
crimes
quick. See, things were much simpler in Oblivion. When you commit a crime, you could just click on them with your shield up. In this game, you've got to do this weird, like, sheathe your weapon thing.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say
Yeah, I guess. Just, I'll pay off the bounty.
Need a new blade?
Thoughts on community followers considered so good they're canon, like Inigo or Auri? I don't have any companion followers usually, so I don't know. I don't even know who Auri is, if I'm being honest with you. I know who Inigo is. I'm currently doing a physics lab report for this Mexican chick I like. Somebody tell me something down bad y'all have done recently to make me feel better. It's so funny. Got summon Windhelm we can get. Or is a Wood Elf follower fully professionally voiced. That's awesome.
Balgruuf won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true...
I do the cooking and cleaning around.
Then let them die.
On blood.
King, go.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take a quick break because I need to both use the bathroom and get some food. So, I'm going to swap the scene here and put some music on, and I will be back, okay?
The cobweb of my soul, on my face forever, seeking to be whole, driven by passion, raging like a storm, with thunder and lightning and the hubris I was born, blood hot and vain, I risk to take it all, blind to your pain, your wounds, my downfall. You can relight my fire, dark to find a light on the other side. You will find in there the peace you're missing. The man I drove, you can't relight the fire when our shame becomes a pale horse. The stories harboring a liar, but you're the seer can break the curse. For in the twilight of my years, I'm nothing but anger's remorse. Nothing but anger's remorse.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, had to eat some pizza. I was hungry. I haven't had any food since, man, I don't know when. It's been a while. Okay. Swap this over. Aaron, yeah, so this is the Alan Wake 2 soundtrack. Got tons of insane music, like fucking awesome. They use a real life band called Poets of the Fall to do a lot of their songs, and they're crazy good. Back already, dude. I speed ate 3 pieces of pizza and I took a piss, and we're back.
I made my fortune as a sea captain. But now
Drinking on an empty stomach, yeah. Also, Old Gods of Asgard. Yes, the Old Gods of Asgard are the Poets of the Fall. It's just a stage name that they use for Alan Wake. So those songs that I played were by Old Gods of Asgard, but that is the Poets of the Fall as well. Whilst you were away, we learned Aaron Dobbs has thrush. What is thrush? Also, if we do bingo today, could I be persuaded in joining for the drinks? Oh, yeah. Oh, I could be persuaded in joining for the drinks. I'll put a poll on this live chat here. I think I remember how to do that. Maybe not. Okay, hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, OBS might be acting a little bit strange right now. Dude, whenever I click something on OBS, it's like, it's really messed up. How tall is 1.71 meters in feet? Asking the wrong guy. I'm a history major, not a math major. I know 6 feet is approximately 2 meters, so under that. Okay, let me pop open the chat box again. Okay, you know what? I might have to end the stream here because it's just being weird. But then I can open it back up, and then we can swap over to something new. Yeah, my OBS is being very bizarre, guys. It's like not giving me any of the features that I normally have during chat. So, I don't know what's going on here. Speaking of clapping cheeks, chat, who's the hottest Elder Scrolls character? Honestly, I've never really been attracted to an Elder Scrolls character. Like, I don't know. It's just not really been a thing. Let's see. Like Elder Scrolls characters in lore, yeah, but like a specific like Skyrim character, I haven't ever really been attracted to because I don't think the player models are attractive. Where's our nails emote? I need more people to become members. I don't have enough emote slots. Anyway, I can talk to you directly about some lore stuff over beers. I got something I wanted to pitch for a character I'm adding to Skyblivion as part of the team in October. Oh, that's cool. I mean, you can always join the Discord and you can DM me about it. That'd be a good place to go for there. Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna end the stream right here to try to reboot it with all my proper features. And would you guys like to see ESO or Legends Bingo? Please tell me in chat right now, and then we'll swap over to that. Or do you want to stay on Skyrim? We can stay on Skyrim as well. Link. I would love to put a link in the chat. I can't. I can't put a link in the chat right now because OBS is being extremely weird. Okay, ESO, either. Legends, ESO or Oblivion. Skyrim, Legends, ESO. Because I'm going to be on for a while, so we can do Legends Bingo later, but I do kind of want to swap things up with ESO. So, I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to update the thumbnail. I know I just took a break to eat some food, but for some reason OBS is being very weird. Daggerfall, crazy. But yeah, I will. What if I bribe you again? I mean, you could certainly do that, but it's going to be a little bit between streams. So I'm going to end this one right here just to get the OBS back up. If you guys want to meet back up in like 20 minutes, then we should be good. Okay? So it's looking like ESO is going to be the thing. Can I bribe you to play Morrowind? Morrowind could be kind of fun too. We'll get a proper poll going on the next stream, okay? We'll get a proper poll going soon. But I'll be back in just a little bit.